instead of showing 1, 2, 3, I want to show what department subtotal, job subtotal, grand total. Then department subtotal, job subtotal, grand total. Okay, then. So then what we have to use? We have to use what? Case state. We have to use what? Case. That's it. So this is about group by. Then, like in this, what you learned, what is the importance of what? Group by. What is the importance of group by? Then plus now writing queries using group by. Okay, then so writing queries using group by. Next, where versus having. Next one, what? Roll up versus queue. Next one, grouping ID. That's this is what you learned. Okay. Now, that's all. So this is group by clause. Then next. Okay, then oh. Oh, so what the next topic is? Next topic is what? Integrity constraints. Any doubts in group by? We'll see. Otherwise, we'll go to the next topic. Okay. So now, now let's see this. So what are constraints? What are constraints? Up to now, you learned how to store the data, how to create the tables. In tables, how to store the data, how to update the data, how to delete the data, how to display the data. And when you are displaying the data, how to filter the data, how to sort the data, how to group the data. You learn that techniques. Filtering using where clause, sorting using order by, grouping using group by. Okay, so you learn this. Now what we are going to see? We are going to see how to validate the data. How to what? Validate the data. So before we store the data, before you store the data, but the data needs to be validated. Okay, na? Before you store, the data needs to be validated. That means you need to check the data is what? Valid or not. If the data is valid, then store. If the data is invalid, don't store. If the data is valid, then store it. If the data is invalid, don't store. Then how to check whether data is valid or not? By using what? Integrity constraints. So with the help of integrity constraints, we can validate the data is valid or not. Okay, then. So now, so integrity constraints. What are constraints means? Okay, what are constraints? Integrity constraints are what? Integrity constraints are what, sir? What are the constraints? Constraint means what? Rules. Constraints means what? Rules. Integrity constraints are rules to maintain what? To maintain what's a data integrity. That is what? Data quality. So integrity constraints are rule to maintain the data integrity. That is data quality. Data integrity means data quality. What is data quality means? What is data quality? Data quality. What is data quality means? If the data is valid, quality is there. If the data is invalid, quality is not there. If data is what? Valid. If data is valid, quality is there. If data is invalid, quality is not there. So, like for example, there is a table, what? Employee table, employee ID, name, salary. ID is 100, name is A, salary is 5,000. Next one, another one, another employee, 100, name is blank, salary is minus 3,000. Then tell me, this is valid or invalid? This is what? Invalid. Because why this is invalid? This ID is already given to one employee. This ID is already given to one employee. The same ID is given to another employee. This is valid or invalid? Invalid. And the name should not be what? Blank. If person is there, compulsory name must be there. Name should not be blank. And salary should not be what? Negative. Salary should be always what? Positive. Okay. Then ID should not be duplicate. Name should not be blank. Salary should not be negative. So this is invalid data. If you enter this data, is SQL server will accept the data or it will not accept? It will accept. If you enter this data, is SQL server accept this data or it will not accept? It will accept. SQL server don't know if employee number is duplicated. If employee ID is duplicated, it is invalid. Name is blank, it is invalid. Salary is negative, it is invalid. SQL server don't know. What it checks, what SQL server checks, when you enter ID, this ID is according to the data type or not. Data type is integer. Then it checks 100 is integer or not. That's all. Okay, na? Then, so name blanks. By default, every column allows nulls. And salary is what type? Money type. It checks this minus 3,000 in the money range or not. This minus 3,000 is in the money range. Then accept it. Understood? Then, so if you enter this data, is SQL server accept the data or it will not accept? It will accept. But what is this is? This is what? Invalid. Okay. Na? So it should not accept this data. It should what, sir? Reject the data. Then how this can be done? This can be done with the help of what? Integrity constraints. Okay. Then, so integrity constraints are the rules to maintain what's, sir? Data quality. If you use integrity constraint, data quality is maintained. If you don't use integrity constraints, data quality is not guaranteed. If you use integrity constraints, quality is guaranteed. If you don't use integrity constraints, quality is not guaranteed. Then, so integrity constraints are used to prevent users from entering what? To prevent users from entering invalid data. We can prevent users from entering invalid data by using integrity constraints. Now, next. So they're used to enforce rules like minimum balance must be 1,000. Used to enforce rules like minimum balance must be 1,000. Okay, then now next one. So what are the different integrity constraints in SQL Server? Okay, then what are the different integrity constraints in SQL Server? The different integrity constraints in SQL Server. One is what? Not null. Another one what? Unique. Third one primary key. Fourth one check. Fifth one foreign key. Sixth one what? Okay, default. The different integrity constraints in SQL Server. Not null, unique, primary key, check, foreign key, default. Okay. Not null, unique, primary key, check, foreign key, default. So the different integrity constraints in SQL Server. Okay. And now we'll see one by one. Okay, now then what are these? What are these integrity constraints? What is the purpose of this? Like to maintain quality, to prevent users from entering invalid data, to enforce the rules like minimum balance must be 1,000. Okay, so purpose is this. Now, but how to use this? We declare these constraints at the time of creating the table. Okay, na? We declare the constraints at the time of creating the table. So we declare the constraints at the time of creating the table. Then, but at the time of creating the table, these constraints can be declared in two ways. There are two methods to declare. One is column level, another one table level. Okay, there are two methods to declare these constraints. One is column level, another one what? Table level. So there are two methods. So let's see. For example, then one second. So create table what? ABC, just see A integer, B integer, C integer. Then so create table A integer, then B integer like this. So for example, I declare like this. I declare what is primary key, leave it. Represent leave it. What is primary key? I declare the constraint like this. If you declare the constraint like this, what is this is called? This is called column level. What this is called? Column level. If you declare the constraint immediately after declaring the column. If you declare the constraint immediately after declaring the column, this is called column level. If you declare like this, primary key A, if you declare like this is called table level. If you declare the constraint after declaring all the columns, What is this is called? Table level. What is this is called? Column level. Okay, then. So if you declare immediately, it is called column level. If you declare constraint after declaring all the column, then it is called table level. So there are two. There are two ways. Now, first we'll see column level. Next we'll see table level. Okay, then. So then the above constraints can be declared in two ways. One is column level. The second one, what, table level. Okay, then. So first see column level. Column level. Then. So if constraints are what, declared immediately after declaring column, then it is called column level. Okay, if constraints are declared immediately after declaring the column, then it is called column level. Okay, now what is the syntax is create table, table name, brackets, column name. Next one, data type, size. Next, what, constraint, like this. This is the syntax. Create table, table name, column name, data type, size, constraint. Okay, now column name, data type, size, constraint. So this is the syntax. Syntax for declaring what, constraint. Okay, next. Let's take, suppose now we'll see one by one. First we'll see what, not null. We'll see one by one, not null. What is not null is then. Okay. What are these? All these are what? What are these? All these are constraints. They're all constraints. That means they are the rules. Not null is a rule, unique is a rule, primary key is a rule, check is a rule, foreign key is a rule. All they are what? Rules. What is the rule of not null? What is the rule? Not null rule. Not null constraint. Not null constraint doesn't accept what? Nulls. Not null constraint doesn't accept nulls. not null constraint doesn't accept nulls. Okay, not null constraint doesn't accept null values. And so doesn't accept nulls. That means here, said, if any column is declared with not null, okay, a column declared with not null is called mandatory column. A column declared with not null is called mandatory, means value is compulsory. You cannot skip. If you skip that with null, if you skip that column, then it gives what? Error. So a column declared with not null is called mandatory column. Compulsory. Value is compulsory. Okay, then. No. Column declared with not null is called mandatory column. Like suppose, for example, once again, let's go to one website. Oh, so I want to create a account. Like I'm just creating an account. Just see this. When you select create account in this website, when I select create account, then when I select create account, what it is asking is email address, password, retype password, country, name, job, work phone number, company name, address, city, state, zip code, like that. So it is showing, like it is asking all this. But if you see this, all are marked with star. What is the meaning? Mandatory. All these fields are declared with star, means they're mandatory. Okay, then. So this is in front end. In front end, if you want to like make something mandatory, then specify star. If you mention star, then it is mandatory field. Yes. Same thing in database. I want to implement the same thing in database. If you want to implement same thing in database, declare with not null. In front end application, if you want to make the field as mandatory field, so specify star. But in database level, declare what? Not null. In front end star, in database level, not null. Sir, okay now? Then, sir, actually, see, then here actually, whatever the details you enter the details, click what? Create account. Then all these details are stored in database, some table. They maintain a table. In the table, they store the details. But so in table, because these fields are declared with what? In table, these fields are declared with what? Not null. Because these fields are declared with not null, while creating the front end application, they are marked with star. Why they are marked with star? Because in database table, these fields are declared with what? Not null. Because these fields are declared with not null, so while creating the front end application, so they marked with what? Star. Okay, then. So now let's take example. Suppose example, create table EMP11. Create table EMP11, EMP ID integer. Next one, ename varchar of 10. Ename varchar of 10. Ename varchar of 10. So I'm declaring this field as what, sir? Not null. emp id integer ename varchar of 10 not null. So this field is declared with not null. Okay, then. So this field is declared with not null. Then when this field is declared with not null, into this ename value is compulsory. If you skip this field with blank empty, then it will give error. It will not accept. So create this table then. Okay. So now table is created plus after creating the table, I want to test it. Then insert the data. What insert into emp11 values 100. I want to insert null into ename. Then type what? Null. Type null. So let's insert null into ename. What this gives? This gives what's an error. Cannot insert null into ename. Cannot insert null into what's an ename. So because ename is declared with not null, but you're trying to insert null, what this command gives? This command gives what? Error. But suppose I'm inserting like this. ID is 100, otherwise ID is 101. Name is A, something like this. Now it will work. Yes. Now it is inserted. Yes. One row effect. It is inserted. Understood? No. That's all. So this is about what? Not null. So if any column is declared with not null, so into that value is compulsory. If you skip that field with blank, then error. Okay. So when you're opening account in bank, then you have to provide your name. Your name is compulsory. Address is compulsory. Aadhaar is compulsory. PAN is compulsory. Yes or no? Mobile number is compulsory. Okay. Then if you say I don't have this, that means they can't open account. Even if they try to open the account, database will not accept, because in database all these fields are declared with what? Not null. Sir, okay. Now then, so let me create this. Okay, now let me create this table. So table and insert. Then okay, that's all. Nothing more than this. Okay, now next. What the next one is? Unique. Okay, now unique. What is unique constraint? Unique constraint doesn't accept what? Duplicates. Unique constraint doesn't accept duplicates. Okay, then unique constraint doesn't accept duplicates. So if any column is declared with unique, into that column duplicates are not allowed. Example, create table customer. Create table customer. Customer ID is integer. Customer name is varchar of 10. and customer what? Customer email ID. Email ID what? Varchar of 20. Then, so there is a rule. What the rule is? Two customers' email ID should not be same. If one customer is registered with one email ID, another customer is not allowed to register with same email ID. So two customers' email ID should not be same. Then email ID should be declared with what? Unique. So declare this email ID with unique. Into this duplicates are not allowed. So two customers' email ID should not be same. Okay. Now create the table. Create the table. So table is created. After creating the table, now insert the data. Okay, insert the data. How? What? Insert into customer values. Insert into customer values. Customer ID is what? 100. Name is A. Email ID is what? abc@gmail.com. Okay, then 100 abc@gmail.com. So this is accepted. Okay, now this is accepted. One row created, affected, and insert one more row. Insert into customer values. 101. Name is B. Name is B. Email ID, same email ID I'm giving. For another customer also, I'm giving the same email ID. The second customer is also registering with same email ID. Then what? Okay, now the second customer is also trying to register with same email ID. Then what it this gives? Error. So what it says? Violation of what's a unique constraint. Violation of what? Unique constraint. So unique constraint is what? Violated. Then what it this gives? Error. Because you are trying to insert duplicate, but it's declared with unique. Okay, then. So two customers cannot have same email ID. Next, 102. 102 name is C. I insert null. I insert null. Allowed or not allowed? Null. Then let's try to insert null. Allowed. One row affected. Null is allowed. Yes. Next one. Insert into customer values. 103. 103. Okay. 103. Name is what? D. Then name is D. Next one. Null. Again, I am inserting null. Then allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. So let's try then. Giving error. Violation of what? Unique constraint. Because you are trying to insert what? Null. But null is already there. You are trying to insert duplicate. Then what is this command gives? Error. So unique constraint allows what? Unique constraint allows one null. Allows what? One null. Okay, then next. So this is unique. Okay. Next. Next one, primary key. Primary key. So what is primary key? What is primary key? Like, what is the rule? Primary key doesn't allow what? Duplicates and nulls. Primary key doesn't allow duplicates and that. So primary key is the combination of what? Unique plus not null. Primary key is the combination of unique and not null. Okay. Primary key is the combination of what? Unique, not null. Now, next. So, like, actually see that what the purpose is. Okay, now then what the purpose of this is. So, if table is there in tables, like in table, for example, you take employee table. In employee table, I'm storing the data like this: e-name, job, salary. Okay, in table, I'm storing the data like this. But if you store the data like this, what the problem is? The problem is what? If you store employees data like this, the problem is accessing individual employee data is difficult. Okay, na? You're storing the employees data, but if you store data like this, what the problem is? Accessing what? Accessing individual employee data is difficult. Why? Because there may be number of employees with what? Same name. Number of employees with what? Same job. Number of employees with what? Same salary. Then, so accessing individual employee data is difficult. If you access the data by using e-name, then if you access the data by using e-name, then what? You are accessing one employee, but there may be chances are there you may get multiple. Yes or no? If you try to access jobs, there may be number of employees with same jobs, number of employees with same salaries. So accessing individual employee data is difficult. To overcome this problem, every organization uses what? Employee ID. To overcome this, every organization uses what? Employee ID. And what is this employee ID? What? See, they want to use this employee ID to uniquely identify. You understood? They want to use this employee ID to uniquely identify. They are not able to uniquely identify by using name, job, salary. So that's why they introduced ID, and they want to use this ID to uniquely identify the employees. But if they want to use this EMP ID to uniquely identify, into this what are not allowed? They want to use this ID to uniquely identify, into this what are not allowed? Duplicates and nulls. Duplicates are not allowed. Nulls are not allowed. So to not to allow the duplicates and null values, then declare this column with primary key. Declare this column with what? Primary key. So that is the purpose. Okay, na? Next. Every bank. So bank is storing data like this. Customer. They're storing customer name, customer address, customer balance, customer phone number, etc. Okay, na? Then customer balance, etc. Suppose if they store like this, then what the problem is? So uniquely identifying customers is what? Difficult. So number of customers with same name, same address, same balance. That is the reason every bank introduced what? Account number, customer ID, customer ID. Yes. Okay, na? Customer means customer ID. Account number. So customer ID. Okay. Then if one ID is, see, they want to use this customer ID to uniquely identify the customers. Then if they want to use this customer ID to uniquely identify, into this customer ID, what are not allowed? Duplicates and Nulls are not allowed. So then declare this customer ID with what? Primary key. That's all. Now tell me what the purpose. Duplicates and why? Why you want to avoid the duplicates and nulls? To uniquely identify. So if anyone asks you what is the purpose of primary key, don't say duplicates and nulls are not allowed. If they ask what is the rule of the primary key, means say duplicates and nulls are not allowed. If they ask what is the purpose of primary key, means to uniquely identify. Okay, na? Then in databases, every table, if table is there, then there should be a mechanism to uniquely identify. So what that mechanism is? Primary key. That's all. Okay, then. So in tables, in tables, one field must be there to uniquely identify the records. That field must be declared with what? Declared with primary key. Okay. One field must be there to uniquely identify the records. That field must be declared with primary key. Now, let's see the example. Okay, let's see the example then. Now, create table emp12 empid. Then, okay, I want to use this empid. Empid, what's it? Number. Empid number 4. Sorry, integer. Integer. Then, what do you want? I want to use empid to uniquely identify. So declare this empid as what? Primary key. Primary key. Primary key. Next one, what? Ename. What's it? Varchar. Varchar of 10. This is what? Not enough, na? Okay. If you want, you can declare what? Salary. Okay. Then, or anything. Any salary. Salary is what? Money type. Now, so create the table. Now, after creating the table, next what? Insert the data. What? Insert into what? Insert into emp12 values. ID is 100, name is A, salary is 5,000. This is accepted. Yes. ID is 100, name is A, salary is 5,000. Now, let me create this table. Sorry, let me insert. This is insert. Okay. Then one row created. One row created. Next. Let's try to insert one more, but I'll insert what? I'll give the same ID 100. Name is B. Salary 6,000. What this gives? This gives what? Error. This gives error. Now, violation of what? Primary key. Violation of primary key. What this command gives? Error. This command gives error. Next one. Insert into EMP12. Let's insert what? Null value. Next one, what? Name C. Salary 4,000. What this command gives? This command gives what? Error. Okay, na? Cannot insert null into what? EMP ID, because EMP ID is declared with what? Primary key. Okay, na? Then, so because it's not allowing duplicates and null values, using EMP ID, can we uniquely identify? Yes or no? It's not allowing the duplicates and nulls. So using EMP ID, can we uniquely identify the records? Yes. Then, so note, because it's not allowing, because it is not allowing duplicates and null values, nulls. So using EMP ID, we can what? Uniquely identify the employees. Employees can be uniquely identified by using EMP ID. Next. Next one. So a table allows only one primary key. Just listen first. Only what? One primary key is allowed per table. Only what? One primary key is allowed per table. In a table, we cannot have what? Multiple primary keys. We can have only one primary key. Just listen. For example, suppose what? Create table, what's it? ABC, A integer, B integer, C integer. Okay, then integer. Suppose I do one thing. I declare this A as what? Primary key, B as what? Primary key. A as primary key, B as primary key. Let me run this command. What it says? Cannot add what? Multiple primary key constraint to table what? ABC. In table, how many primary keys are allowed? Only one. But we can have multiple Unix, multiple not null, multiple check, multiple foreign keys. But primary key can be only one. But first see this first once again. Suppose I'm creating a table for bank customers. I'm creating a table for, just listen, customers table. For every customer, bank gives customer ID integer, and they declare this customer ID as what? Primary key. Customer name varchar of 10. So that is declared as what? Not null. And customer what? Customer, they store customer Aadhaar number. Customer what's her? Aadhaar number. This is what? Numeric. How many digits? 12 digits. But customer Aadhaar number can be duplicate. Two customers can have same Aadhaar number. Aadhaar number can be null. No. Should not be blank, should not be duplicate. Then declare primary key. Allowed? Allowed? Not allowed. Because table allows only one primary key. Then what is the solution? Aadhaar number also should not be duplicate, should not be null. Then declare what's it? Unique not null. Declare what? Unique not null. Listen. PAN number. PAN number is what? Char of 10. PAN number is char of 10. What is the rule for PAN number? Same. Two customer PAN number should not be same, should not be null. Then declare what? Unique not null. That means, listen, only what's it? One primary key is allowed per table. So if we want multiple primary keys, then what you do? Declare one column with what? If you want multiple primary keys, declare one column with primary key and other columns with what? Unique and not null. Unique not null. Unique not null. That's okay. Okay, now, so create this table. But it will drop table customer. Customer table is already there. Then drop and create. So created. Yes or no? Then next. This is what, how you handle multiple primary keys. If you want multiple primary keys, then declare one with primary key, other columns with unique not null. Okay, na? But in this table, what is primary key means? Customer ID. Customer ID. Okay, then next. So they'll ask, what is the difference between what's that? Unique and primary key. This is one. They'll ask this frequently. What is the difference between unique and primary key? Unique is not allowing the duplicates. Primary key also doesn't allow the duplicates. Then they'll ask, what is the difference? Unique, primary key. Unique, primary key. What? Unique what? Unique allows one null. Primary key doesn't allow nulls. Allows one null. Primary key what? So primary key doesn't allow nulls. Next one. Then multiple columns can be declared with what? Unique. Can be declared with unique. Multiple columns can be declared with unique. Then next, only single column, only what? Single column can be declared with what? Only one column can be declared with primary key. Okay, then next.